Good morning, everyone. We will now begin the morning service of the Miroku Association headquarters, asking God and Meishu-sama to protect and bless us as we participate today in the construction of paradise on earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer, please stand. 高天原に関すまります。かむろにかむろみのみこともちて、すめにおやかむいざなぎのみこと、つくしのいむかのたち花の、おどのあはぎはらぎやみそぎあらいたも、時になりませる。払いどの神たちよ、もろもろのまがごと積みけられを払いたまえ。清めたまえとまおすことのよしを、天つかみ国つかみやおよろずの神たちともに、あめのふちごまのみ、売り立てて、きこしめせと、かしこみもまおす。弥勒を御神、守りたまえ、先はえたまえ。弥勒を御神、守りたまえ、先はえたまえ。教えみよや主の神、守りたまえ、先はえたまえ。教えみよや主の神、守りたまえ、先はえたまえ。かんながらたまちはえませ。かんながらたまちはえませ。Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei. Johrei is now concluded. We will now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. A way to live. Those who guide others with kindness, love, and impartiality, no matter who they may be, act in accordance with God's will. To deceive others is the same as stealing their rightful possessions. All such acts are betrayals. Become one who can bear any hardship or misunderstanding with a smile, as though it were nothing. God trains and disciplines those who have some great mission to accomplish by giving them many lessons to learn, many difficult problems to overcome. Of them all, I think the hardest lessons for anyone to learn is the controlling of indignation at some wrong committed against oneself. An individual should realize that the more he or she experiences things that must be borne in silence, the greater the mission in life must be. When you reach the point where you can bear any injustice or humiliation calmly without giving way to anger, you have passed the first stage in your spiritual training, the learning of self control. Remember that God trains all those he has especially chosen through trials. So whatever irritates or offends you is his way of molding your character. This is the attitude of one who trusts in God.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this morning service of the Miroku Association. In this teaching today, in regards to controlling of indignation, so Meishu-sama teaches, and if we have people that we may already expect from our relationships, could be co-workers, family members, neighbors, that they may say things that offend us. So we have that kind of a emotional, spiritual preparation. But sometimes this training may come unexpectedly. So we need to also have that calmness or prepare our spirits. I mentioned before in one of these online services, one day I was going from here in New York to New Jersey, where our former national headquarters was in Saddlebrook. So I would go by bus. And when someday the routes changed. I was asking the bus driver for information so I wouldn't be lost. And he treated me very harshly. Uh, he was rude, he was speaking loud and didn't answer my questions. So my immediate reaction would be to say something back. But I kept quiet. I started thinking, well, who knows? Maybe he had a bad night of sleep and is throwing all his frustration on me, or is unhappy with his employer. Who knows the reasons, right? Right? And interestingly, 2 weeks later, I got the same bus driver. And this time he was in such a good mood and he welcomed me. Welcome to New Jersey Transit. Um, Hope you have a pleasant ride. I said, wow, what a difference. The other day he was in such a terrible mood, and today is very cheerful. But anyway, if I would have said something back to him 2 weeks prior, maybe he would remember my face, and then again, something of a negative nature could happen. So again, Meishu-sama gives us these trainings to polish ourselves. So, and he mentioned, it's the first stage of our spiritual growth. It's not like a very advanced, it's very basic. So this control of anger and indignation. Today, I would like to share a faith experience, and this time is from Rome, Italy. And this is the faith experience of Anna Di Piero. She's a nurse at the Bambini Gesù Hospital in Pallidoro in the province of Rome. She learned about the Johrei movement in Italy through a friend who is a Johrei member. Through this friend, she began to receive Johrei regularly almost every day, and within a month, she felt more serene and relaxed, and began to see things around her with a different eye. She felt a sense of well-being that she had never experienced before. She became more courteous and kind to the people she associated with, and felt more confident and willing to help others. She decided to become a Johrei member in Italy, and since she received the sacred focal point of Hikari, she felt blessed to begin practicing Johrei regularly. She suffered from respiratory problems, and her doctor diagnosed that was due to some allergies, which caused asthma attacks without warning, sometimes very critical. The diagnosis was of asthma and airflow obstruction, that is, difficulty in passing air through the bronchial tube, especially during exhalation. Asthma is known to be a chronic inflammation of the bronchial tube that causes difficulty in breathing, coughing, whistling, and wheezing, causing also a sense of heaviness in the chest. It is a disease that requires regular and continuous treatment. Proper and adequate use of broncholytic drugs is essential to control the disease, and she used to go around everywhere with the spray cans, morning and evening. Her life had become a nightmare for fear of this crisis, which could occur at any time, day or night. By beginning to channel and receive Johrei regularly, the asthma attacks have become rarer, and after a year, she confirmed that they have completely disappeared. Her life has also improved a lot on a psychological level. She feels very serene, more understanding towards the people around her. She believes this is a miracle thanks to Johrei, and is convinced that Johrei is able to enhance the immune system of those who practice. So Anna wants to dedicate this new life given to her and help other people, and to let them know the effectiveness of the transmission of the divine light of Johrei. That was a very nice experience from Rome, Italy. And I have another experience that I'd like to share. And this is from Antonio da Silva. He's from Araçatuba, Brazil, and this experience was shared today. Antonio joined the Johrei movement in 2001, led by his uncle, who is a member. He then moved to another city where he lived for a few years. And for that reason, he stayed away from church activities. And 2 years after receiving the sacred focal point of Hikari, he eventually lost it. 2013, his wife was suffering from severe back pain. Antonio talked to his uncle, who again referred him to the Johrei Center. So Antonio and wife began attending the church and receiving Johrei every day. His wife's pain subsided, and after a few months, she was healthy again. They continued for 2 years going to our church and doing the practices of faith. They noticed numerous improvements. Their relationship became more harmonious, and Antonio's feeling changed completely. Before, he was a negative and pessimistic person, was not grateful for life, and had no prospects for his future. With the light of Johrei and dedications, he began to cultivate feelings of gratitude and to have positive thoughts. The couple attended membership classes, and in October 2015, he and his wife were blessed to receive the Ohikari to serve through Johrei. In his case, it was his second time receiving the sacred focal point. From then on, they were studying their weekly dedication by channeling Johrei, taking care of the Johrei Center's garden, and holding monthly Johrei gatherings at their home, where they invite family, neighbors, and friends with the desire to bring divine light to others. In 2019, when he was returning from work, he met a friend who told him about suffering with family conflicts. Antonio offered Johrei and invited him to visit the church. Thus, his friend began to attend the Johrei Center, and after a few weeks, he reported that the environment in his home had substantially changed. He continues to follow up on his friend and send him the links to our online services. By the way, the spiritual atmosphere in his home remains very harmonious. The experience with his friend came to consolidate Antonio's belief in Johrei and allowing him to experience the immense satisfaction and joy of contributing to someone's happiness. Antonio is very thankful to God and Meishu-sama for the permission to serve in the divine work and to become a better person through Johrei and the practices of faith. Thank you very much. So that were very two inspiring faith experiences. I want to wish you a very wonderful day. Thank you very much.
This brings to a conclusion of our morning service. Thank you everyone for joining us, and have a blessed day.